Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm finally back with another video. I mean, excuse my absence. It's been a while since my last proper sit down video. But I'm here now. I want to say a big welcome and thank you to my new subscribers. Great to have you here. Hope you stick around. And to those of you who are watching and not subscribed, you might want to click that subscribe button. So today we're going to be talking about this Oscar situation between Will Smith and Chris Rock. Like, who could have seen this coming? Of all the people to get involved in an altercation like this at an award ceremony, I would not have said Will Smith. If someone had said Kanye West, I mean, yeah, like, we all saw that coming. Like, my guy has been on one for the past few years. Now, the temptation was very real to do a whole deep dive and video essay on all these different themes that I've been seeing on social media, like, you know, a man sticking up for his woman and protecting black women and like all that kind of crap like that. I'm not about to do that. I don't think it's that deep, honestly. I really don't. What I have found interesting is watching other people's opinions, different reactions. I mean, it's been a global thing. Like, everyone's talking about it. Even when I go to work, like, no one can stop talking about it in our morning meeting. So, small disclaimer, I usually try to bleep out profanities or swearing in my videos. I don't usually swear in my videos. Any clips that I show, I usually edit them out. Some of the clips I'm going to show in this video, I'll be honest, I just can't bother to bleep out all the profanities. It's actually just too much. So that's a small warning. And I also want to say violence is wrong. I do not agree with violence in any sort of situation apart from self-defense. Violence is very wrong, except for the time there's not. I'm joking, I'm joking.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow. Will Smith just smacked the shit out of me.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
Wow, dude.
Yes.
It was a G.I. Jane jump.
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth.
I'm going to, okay? Okay.
I want to start off by saying I don't agree with Will Smith's reaction. I thought it was very poorly managed emotional reaction. With that being said, there are many layers to this and I will break them down slightly, and I'll also address some reactions that I've seen online that just didn't sit well with me. I can't lie, the Nigerian in me was like, slapping it again.
How can you slap? How can you slap? How can she slap? How can she slap me?
After having calmed down and put on my mature hats, no, that was very wrong. Will Smith should not have slapped him like that. Also, Lupita, her face was everything. Like, if I relate to anyone in this situation, it's Lupita. Out of everything, if we're gonna find humor in anything, like, that was a funny moment for me. Her face is just like everyone's reaction. But yeah. In an isolated situation, if you look at it at a purely one-dimensional perspective, it was a complete overreaction. Chris Rock's joke was not that deep, was not that harsh. I mean, if you've really seen Chris Rock stand up, it's really not that harsh, that joke. And even just any sort of stand up at award shows. I mean, have we seen Ricky Gervais's roast of celebrities? I mean, my guy goes in. So this was very tame. But there is context to this, and I think it's important to explore that context. Unfortunately, I feel like people like Ethan Klein looked at a very black and white lens and was making it oversimplified. I had a real problem with his reaction to this. I mean, he did a podcast last night or the other day, depending on when I released this video, discussing his take on it. Like, he came with so much fire and so much vigor.
Yeah. Fuck that. Man's a criminal. Committed an act of violence. I'm sorry. Well, fuck you, Will Smith. You petty little bitch. Fragile is what you are. You and your wife.
How come you don't want me, man?
Because you're a fucking freak, dude. You need help. That's why. One of the richest, most successful actors in the world. Have some humility, you fucking fragile bitch. Domestic abusers are taking a big W tonight. They're like, yeah, get super angry and can't control your emotions. You know, the same people that get violent like that over some bullshit defending their wife are the same people that get violent in anger at home when arguing with their wife. Straight the fuck up. That is not normal behavior. If you're violent like that, you're violent in other ways. Period. How the fuck does going up on stage and slapping him help anything? It makes you look like a fucking degenerate, fragile bitch.
I mean, it's as if Will Smith slapped Ethan Klein. Like, why was he so angry? Like, the words he was using, like, it was a bit uncomfortable watching that, the way he was getting so angry and so emotional over it. Interestingly, he was getting some comments about the whole race perspective, the race discussion involved in this. Initially, I never really looked much into it about, yeah, two black guys having an altercation. I didn't look much into it, but having like seen other people's reactions and kind of read more into this and the history behind this, I kind of understand the racial aspect of this. As soon as someone mentioned race in Ethan Klein's comments, he popped off. Like, insane.
People are saying this sounds so anti-black. Shut the fuck up. What are you talking about, you dumbass? Fuck you. What's anti-black about what I'm saying, you fucking freak? How dare you, idiot? I mean, it's disgusting. I mean, just fuck you. What am I saying that's anti-black? You want to make this about race so bad. It's two black men having an argument. I have not said anything about race. It's about going up and fucking committing violence in response to a light joke. Shut the fuck up. Seriously. God. Shut the fuck. Stop watching my show, you moron. Someone said, bad take, Ethan. You insulting everyone who disagrees is closed-minded and childish. I don't, listen, if you disagree, call in. If you think I'm being racist, you can fucking die.
Like, I have to say this, I've been a fan of H3H3 for some years now. Having watched him for that long, I can tell you, Ethan Klein is completely and utterly clueless when it comes to race relations, racial tensions in the world, in the United States. Like, he just has no clue. He has no clue how to navigate these conversations. He has no clue how to facilitate these conversations. And I think he should just leave it alone. Like, just don't even go there. To then start cussing out his viewers, his black viewers who are bringing up these race things, like, no. He has to understand that when black people get involved in global news or things of this degree, it does bring up a certain sensitivity and a certain reaction from the black community. It's just the way it is. Like, any remote mention of race, he immediately flips out and assumes people are calling him the R word, which I can't say, which I don't think anyone was, maybe apart from a couple idiots, but like, don't give attention to that. Thankfully, he did have some callers. I do respect that part of his show, that he has people calling in and giving their perspective, and a couple of them happened to be black or mixed race, so it was good that he tried to get a different perspective. With that being said, the way he handled these calls were, yeah, not so great. The callers that he disagreed with, he was talking over them, rolling his eyes, just being quite dismissive. And then when he had someone that was kind of agreeing with him, Miss Catherine with a K, yeah, I'm about to get up to you, honey.
Really fast, I want to say it's Christina with a K to the chat.
It was a different story. And I'm not saying that I agree with the whole trope. So I'm not going to play the whole clip, I'll just break it down. So the first couple of callers were basically trying to excuse or justify Will Smith's actions, saying that, you know, there's been like tension between Will Smith and Chris Rock. If you didn't know, Chris Rock at the 2016 Oscars, he hosted that year's Oscars, and he made a joke about Jada Pinkett Smith.
Jada boycotting the Oscars is like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I wasn't invited.
Chris Rock basically made a joke like, no one even invited you, like basically like no one cares. And then people are kind of putting that two and two together and say, okay, well, Chris Rock is also, he made a documentary about black hair, and you know, he has black daughters, he should be sensitive to black women's hair. Black women's hair is very sensitive, and I agree with that. Black women, we are sensitive when it comes to our hair, but in this situation, no, it wasn't that deep. He made a G.I. Jane joke. He wasn't trying to berate the whole black women's experience. Black comedians have made black women the butt of their jokes, but in this instance, I really just think at the Oscars he was making like a pass at people in the front audience. But I think it would have been good for Ethan to actually listen to this and hear some of the context, because it can be applied to different situations with black people or black celebrities involved. Different context, because he does look at things at a very surface level sometimes when it comes to race. He just, I don't know, he's living in a bubble or whatever. And I think maybe he's very sensitive about being called the R word because of his past. He has used the N word very liberally in his early YouTube days. He has apologized for that. I'm not holding that against him, but maybe that's part of the reason why he's so sensitive to anyone accusing him even slightly of anything to do with race or anti-blackness.
Okay, let's talk to Christina, who I think's onto something. Go ahead, Christina.
Oh, hi, Ethan. I'm basically I don't even know how to start, but basically I want to say that I was working a 12-hour shift yesterday when my friend texted me about the whole Will Smith thing. She told me, did I see it? I didn't have any context of what was going on. So when I finally got home to watch it,
What's all this backstory? Like, get on with it. No one cares.
Jada Smith, you know, you would say she's a strong,
Beautiful.
powerful woman, right?
Strong.
Yeah, being bald.
Powerful,
you know?
beautiful.
So it's crazy. Yeah, so she came out with her whole alopecia story on Instagram.
Yeah, I don't like that either, kind of making reference to, oh, he called her G.I. Jane because she's a strong black woman. Like, relax. No, it wasn't that deep.
She shaved her head on Instagram and said she was embracing her look.
Okay.
So I was really confused when Will Smith kind of like went on stage and attacked him. I felt like it was kind of like, isn't she supposed to embrace being called a strong, bald woman, right? So I think basically what the issue is, I feel like that he was laughing, right? And he's seen Jada's face. And I feel like he had to kind of, you know, step up and show that he is a man. Because, you know, with the whole Jada thing, she's been over here like, they have an open relationship and stuff. I don't know if that was necessarily like Will's choice.
Hell
but
no. She just wanted to fuck her son's friend.
Huh? If they're in an... Oh, God, here we go. So bringing in Will and Jada's open marriage, they've... Look, I will say this. The Smith family, very weird. Like, everyone... Like, that's just what it is. They're a very strange family. I don't particularly care. They have an open marriage. Not my cup of tea, but, like, it's not my relationship. I don't care. If they had decided to have an open marriage, that's them. Saying that Will Smith had no... Like, was not in agreement with this. Who are you to say that? I feel like because Jada's relationship with August Alsina has been up in the public, no one's really giving credence to Will Smith's other girls on the side that he's had, which he has had. So, like, no, they have both played in this open relationship together. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to defend his manhood and make it seem like,
you're right.
you know, I'm a man too, I'm strong, I can...
100%.
And the fact that it was... Yeah, and the fact that it was another black man, I felt that's... And I am... Okay, I'll preface this. I'm a black woman. I'm mixed. I'm black and white. My mom is black and my dad is white. So when I...
Or did I say earlier, if you are biracial, you are not black, my friend. You are biracial. It's exactly what it is.
Seen all this going on, I know the majority of people who are even watching the Oscars are white people. So I feel like just that alone kind of made the scene kind of look bad. Like, anytime you talk on, like, police violence or anything, white people turn around and say, well, what about the black on black crime? I feel like that kind of just, you know, just showed another kind of layer of that, like, oh, even in Hollywood they get down like that, you know? So I seen it. And then also I was thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, I'm not sure if you're aware, but Chris Rock made this documentary. It's called Good Hair. It's about like a journey of a black woman. Yeah, Good Hair. It's a documentary about, you know, black women's journey getting their hair done. I don't think the joke was made to, you know, come at her for being bald. I think it was just to say, you know, you're a strong bald black woman. Like,
oh my God, can she stop with this? He did not make a G.I. Jane joke to say that she's a strong black woman. Like, stop it. No, it was a off the cuff sort of joke. He probably came up with it on the spot. He wasn't thinking, oh my gosh, Jada, a strong black bold woman, let me proclaim her magnificence, her strength, G.I. Jane.
That's it. You're a strong woman. So I feel like the whole thing with Will is, it's just really sad, honestly. It's like really pitiful. And seeing it from a black person's perspective, I feel like he really has fallen. And him doing that was trying to, you know, prove a point, basically. I don't think there was a reason for him to do it. I think if Jimmy Kimmel would have made a joke, I think honestly if Jimmy Kimmel would have made a joke or something like that, it would have been 1,000 times worse, but I don't think Will would have gotten on stage. And I know people are saying, like, don't make it a black thing, don't make it a race thing, but it's not even about that. I think it's just that Will has been stepped on so much that when he sees the opportunity to, you know, take out some anger on somebody, he's going to do it. It doesn't matter who's it.
Okay, so I will slightly agree with her in this point that it kind of came out of nowhere. It seemed like it came out of nowhere. If you've really been paying attention, Will Smith has been the butt of people's jokes for the past couple of years. A lot to do with his relationship with Jada. Jada's been chatting, has been running her mouth up and down all over Facebook and Instagram about the relationship. No one cares. I don't want to hear about it. He's been this superstar, this hero for black people in the black community for so long. He has really just had an uncheckered, flawless career, if we're being serious. So in the last couple of years, his reputation has come down a bit just because of his relationship with Jada and that whole entanglement situation. This award season, he has been under a lot of scrutiny, not only for him being nominated for an Oscar. That's a lot of pressure on him. He hasn't won an Oscar yet in his career. Excuse me. That whole thing with Laverne Cox, I can't remember which award ceremony. If you haven't seen it, I'll insert the clip.
We can't wait for more red table talk and more entanglements and no more entanglements, no more entanglements.
Very awkward. I mean, how unprofessional of her to bring up this whole entanglement situation. Like, oh my god, to their face. And you could see he was oh my god, he was laughing through the pain. He was laughing through the pain. He also had an interview with Gayle King, kind of explaining his relationship. And I felt like he had to really start defending his relationship, his manhood in a way.
Every day on her show, I don't know if it's every day, but all the time on her show, she's making digs at Will Smith. She's bringing down his, legacy in a way. And I feel like,
I wouldn't say making digs. I just think she's giving out too much information about their relationship. I think they have a very unique relationship that not a lot of people would understand. I wouldn't necessarily call that making digs.
I don't know what it is, but I feel like they just need to divorce, separate. I don't know, but it's just really sad seeing him fall so far. So
who is she to say they should separate or divorce? Like,
he has publicly humiliated him on her show on a regular basis. He's questioning himself, his legacy, his manhood. He's lashing out. He's angry at her.
Yep.
He's angry that his legacy is being tarnished by his wife, who's somehow made...
I also will say his new book, his autobiography, Will, I haven't read it yet. Like, oh child, I've got a mountain of books to catch up on. But from the snippets I've seen and heard, he has stated that most of his life he's felt like a coward. I'm not sure if he used the words emasculated, but almost like he's had to hold himself back for all this time. So that could be part of it.
I mean, you could see it.
Yep.
You could see it alone when you watch. He's laughing, she's upset, and then he goes, "Oh, I better do something." Like he's laughing.
I will say in that situation, I feel like he was doing a professional laugh. When Chris Rock initially told that joke, I feel like it's just a very Hollywood reaction when someone disrespects you or an interviewer disrespects you. Similar to Laverne Cox, you just kind of laugh through it. Like, probably inside he was like, I really didn't like that. But just to save face, he did laugh. But then when he looked over at Jada, this is just my assumption, he was like, nah, this is the last straw. Like, we're not doing this today.
I just feel like it all was just so uncalled for. And at the end of the day, it just makes black people look bad. Like, that's not the setting where...
What did she say?
It just makes black people look bad.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Okay, you got me here. It makes black people look bad. To who, honey? It's not even that, no, it makes them look bad. It makes black people look bad. That's a very distinct choice of words that she made. They do not represent black people, and I feel like she's saying that because they're at the Oscars. Such a prestigious white event. Sorry, babes. Like, we should not be catering to the white gaze, which is exactly what she's implying there. Oh God, like, anyway, let's keep watching.
You're supposed to see something like that. It's like, it just was really bad. Like, even the whole, like, part after when he was, like, accepting his award and stuff, I seen it, I was like, this is so freaking cringe. Like, what does the devil have to do with it? And that's another thing. Like, I know the black community, we always got to bring the devil into it, always got to bring, like, God into everything. But it's like, I was like, Will, like, you were the devil. Like, you were...
Is she just coming out here to just crap on black people about black people have to always bring God and the devil into this? So that comment Denzel made about when you're at your highest, the devil will come and like ruin things. I'm paraphrasing, I can't remember exactly. My interpretation of that is that Will's anger was the devil in that situation. It's a figure of speech, my love. It's a figure of speech, okay? Like, why do you have to crap on black people and our beliefs? Yes, black people are, for the most part, quite religious and all that. And I don't think that's something to be ashamed of or something to kind of make us like a side comment about.
Another thing is, like, at these award shows, they're giving out liquor, who knows what he's on just to, deal with the pressure of being in Hollywood. It's like he probably just snapped. And
so you're implying that he's an alcoholic or a druggie? Is that what you were saying? Really?
I hope everything's okay with him, though. I definitely am still rooting for him. I want him to, be happy and be a good figure in the black community. Everybody looks up to him.
Listen, my concern...
Being a good figure in the black community. Okay, here's my thing with this. Will Smith has been a very good public figure for the black community. But what I take away from the situation is that he had a very human moment. I don't like this whole, black excellence trope of, it has to be perfect at all times. We are all human. We all have moments where our emotions get the better of us. I'm not justifying his actions at all. I'm just saying, ooh, I'm just saying he had a very human moment that was unfortunately caught on camera globally in front of the whole world, girl. Like, yeah. So, no, I don't like this whole, you know, holding black people to such a level where they can't make one mistake, not even once. That is very toxic. Was I calling her Catherine? Her name's Christina. My bad. I actually didn't mean that. I actually didn't mean that. I'm really bad with names.
I think it all comes down to Jada has control. Like, I think she is a manipulator. I think she's controlling. And before, I did not have this opinion of her. I liked her, actually. But now, after seeing all of this, seeing how stupid she made him look, I just feel really bad for the both of them. It's like...
She gets off on humor.
How is she a master manipulator? Yeah, we're not about to do that either. Will Smith is responsible for his own actions. He's a grown man. We're not about to say his wife, someone else, a woman, made him responsible for his violent actions. No, stop it.
I don't know about how he is at home. I hope and pray that he's really not like that. 100% I hope not. But I'm just saying, like, Jada.
So when else going to him being violent at home, we're even slightly suggesting that he might be like this at home. What in his past has suggested that he's a violent person? I really feel like we are all capable of being violent, but to suggest even slightly that he is abusive or violent at home, nah, you've gone too far there. You've gone too far.
You have to be a master manipulator, and that's where it's like,
oh, stop it. He is responsible for his own actions. Stop saying that Jada was somehow manipulating and she's like the puppeteer, making him go on stage and go and slap Chris Rock in the face. My friend, get out of here. Anyway, we've had enough of Christina with a K. I really want to emphasize this point that she made about him potentially being violent at home, because I've seen that a bit on social media. In fact, this woman on Loose Women, what's her name, Katie Piper, I don't know what her name is, but child, she was chatting the most wash.
I find it quite shocking to watch it, and I think, first of all, I just want to say displays of violence never translate to showing how much you love somebody, and I think that's a really dangerous area to say, I'm jealous and I hit someone for you because I love you, or I...
When did he ever say that? What? No, did we watch the same thing? What is she talking about? Saying that he was jealous of what? Where? How? And saying that because I love her. No, that's not what he was saying, babes. She's conflating something with something else.
You because I love you, and I just think that's a really bad example to set to anybody. But equally, the joke was of terrible taste because Jada lives with alopecia. It's a disease. She cannot change her appearance, and we don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And Will could...
yeah, also that, like, the joke wasn't that deep. It really wasn't. I personally don't think Chris Rock was wrong for making that joke.
Have spent years and years helping her feel ready to step out to events like that, looking visibly different. And one of the biggest reassurances you would give your partner is that nobody's staring, you look okay.
And we don't know if Chris Rock actually knew she has alopecia. Also, can I also say, like, Jada has always stepped out in short hairstyles. Her daughter, Willow Smith, has shaved her hair voluntarily without having alopecia. So, I mean, it's safe to say Chris Rock probably assumed that she shaved her head for a style. So, yeah.
It's fine. Nobody would make fun of you. And that's exactly what Chris Rock did. And there's no place for that kind of joke in 2022. So
I think she has been very open about her alopecia, so I would assume that Chris Rock knew.
I didn't know she had alopecia.
She had alopecia, therefore, excuse me, a joke in bad taste, very bad taste.
She was really doing the most there, and also implying that he was somehow violent at home. We need to stop that. That is something we need to nip in the bud. Because he had this violent moment with Chris Rock does not mean that he's a violent person in general, a violent person at home. I think that based on this reaction, also his speech that he made with accepting his award, I really feel like there's something deeper going on with him, and I'm really glad that Denzel Washington and Tyler Perry stepped up to talk to him, not like coddling him as the aggressor, and then Chris Rock was left alone. I'm pretty sure people have spoken to Chris Rock privately as well. I do think something deeper is going on in this situation. I think compassion and empathy can go a long way. When someone shows a characteristic that is completely unlike them, I think the first reaction shouldn't be to condemn them and to, cast them aside. I really think you should look deeper and think, okay, this person's acting completely out of character. What is going on here? What is this person going through? How can I help this person? And big respect to Chris Rock for composing himself and still acting professional. People saying that, oh, if it was me, I wouldn't have had that. How would it have looked to have two men fighting on stage at the Oscars? Not because of it being a prestigious white event, just like, I wouldn't want Chris Rock of his stature and Will Smith of his stature to be fighting. Like, that's just not That's not what I want for them. So I think that was very professional of Chris Rock to carry on, very embarrassing for him. I think Will Smith was very right to apologise to him. That's not how you deal with things. And Chris Rock has come up with his apology, his statement. I'll post it like here or here if you want to read it. He has owned up to his actions, and I really do appreciate him saying that he is a work in progress, as we all are, as we are all human. We are not infallible. He is open to saying that he is a work in progress, which he is. I hope he learns from his actions. People saying that he should lose his Oscar, like, shut up. Shut up. Until Roman Polanski, Woody Allen, and many others, I think even Harvey Weinstein, until they have all lost their Oscars, let's leave that conversation, okay? We're not about to do that. If Chris Rock wants to file charges, that is completely his choice. I respect both Chris Rock and Will Smith. I don't like seeing them in this altercation. I think Will Smith was very deserving of that Oscar. Just as a side note, I really enjoyed King Richard. I felt very emotional and very touched by that movie, and I really do think he deserved Best Actor, and I think it's a shame that his achievements being overshadowed by this altercation. But that's my take on things. This is a very long video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a like. Please leave a comment. What is your take on the situation? Do you agree that Will Smith was right to slap Chris Rock? Do you think that it was wrong for him? So yeah, let me know your thoughts, and I will see you in the next video.